This rhythm. On the beat. On the beat.
What is up, YouTube?
Hell yeah.
My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys and, of course, the fanliest of Fridays.
Hell yeah, you know it.
With another Fan Friday here. Can't wait, so kick back, relax, take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. Make sure to also hop into our Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below. And as we get rolling here tonight, guys, of course, we have to show the love, the appreciation to the people making MCF happen here on the daily and the nightly. Thank you very much to Jason Renfro, who's representing not just
all
as the sponsor of the week, he's all the way around Cash App King and Stream Boss, although 6 points holding on to it by just a little pelito there.
A little Donovan Wilson right there from Jason Renfro hanging on. Hey,
Trayvon takeover.
Yeah, Trayvon the 7 takes it. So much love to Jason Renfro on all the boards here, including the Cash App lead this week. As we're closing in here on another week, entering the weekend, Sunday we crown champions, and we also have a raffle. We'll talk about that in a second. But Jason Renfro is also leading the Cash App race, I guess you can say right now. He's in first place. And not a big lead, not a big total, but definitely right now in the driver's seat to go back-to-back, just like our 90s Cowboys.
That's right.
Now, we also have one more board right above there, and the man from Hawaii, Mark Hovsepian, still representing the top spot on the overall board there. So much love to Big Mark. You guys know, he's the all-time sponsor of the week streak setter, record setter. 15 weeks in a row for him. And again, he's going to start a new one here after this weekend on Sunday. We'll see what happens. So much love to Jason, Mark, everybody in the house tonight, and everybody in a very special raffle coming around the corner here on Sunday night, July 9th. Maybe you want to tell them a little bit more about that, baby.
Yeah, again, guys, celebrating 6 years of NCF here.
Ooh.
Actually, real quick, shout out to Jason Renfro, kicking things off officially with a $5 holler. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Jason. Go Cowboys.
It's always the Go Cowboys. Navy Blue, Silver, and Star, and Cash App shout out there. He's back to 7 points, by the way. Trayvon Diggs, styling, profiling. Now he needs an Aikman. 8 takes Jason Renfro's Stream Boss. Now, I will say this. Dwayne Broussard, I must say real quick, he also added to his numbers, and he dropped a $2 holler, baby, in the thanks earlier today. So much love. I'm sorry, not in the thanks. No, I say in the thanks. Yeah, he did. He dropped a $2 holler in the thanks in our previous video. If you didn't see it yet, guys, about Stephon Gilmore, we'll discuss that in the stream, I'm sure, with you guys, and pretty much every day. So thank you to the man Dwayne Broussard with the thanks. $2 holler there, adding to his total. And it's important because the last 2 weeks we've been tallying and kind of keeping the numbers in the background here and totaling up your guys' donations, the love to the channel, whether Cash App. Again, there's a whole bunch of ways, and I know you know all the ways.
Gifted memberships.
Yes.
So, but yes, if you did drop either through the Cash App, money sign,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I was trying to go off what you had on the screen, baby.
Yeah,
it's all right, but yeah, if you drop through the Cash App, money sign, MyCowboysFamily, Venmo at my-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, Streamlabs, Super Chat, membership, gifting, all that. Again, every $6, bam, an automatic entry into that raffle we're having this weekend. Every additional $6 is an additional bonus entry.
Yeah, you can stack them, right? So
yes, you can, and membership has its perks because Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star members get 1, 2, and 3 bonus entries respectively.
And over everything gets 5.
Yes.
But no one's in there yet. And by the way, I also wanted to say big shout out today because it is Fan Friday. But first and foremost, I want to shout out Skeptical Fan. He runs the Elite Board, you can say, because he's the membership gifting champion for the last 2 months, back to back, like our 90s Cowboys.
That's right. He's trying to keep that streak going.
Right now he has a lead. Right now I think it's 9-2. I think if I'm not, Jason Renfro has 2. So much love to Skeptical Fan keeping it there, going for 3-peat. Also much love to Skeptical Fan, one of the star level members here, guys. We do the shout outs every night for the star level, and why don't we just do them now here? It's star level members. We got Skeptical Fan, Dwayne Broussard, the top dog, Jason Renfro, much love to him, Mary Alvarez, and of course Lincoln Kane all the way from Australia. And we also got silver level shout outs today, guys.
That's right, guys. Remember, Fan Friday. Thank you to Marissa. Of course, you have Mr. A. Lavelle and Justin Quarles, the Q-Man.
Those are long-time heavy hitters here, guys, just so you know. 36 months, both of those guys, record-setting, kind of like OGs from day one of membership. So I always like to shout them out, no matter what. But yeah, silver level. This Fan Friday shout-outs because you're part of the channel. You guys make this thing turn. So thank you all. Hitting that like, subscribing, notification bell. And, we'll be tallying these numbers up today when it comes to the, like today's numbers. And all up to Saturday night. And then Sunday night, we'll do a live raffle here for Sewn and Stitch. We never said what the prize was. A Sewn and Stitch jersey. You can see most of these on here. Actually, I think all of them are available. Mm-hmm. All these names you're seeing on the screen, from legends, old school, Hall of Famers, of soon-to-be Hall of Famers, current stars, different styles. You see the different styles. Some of them, are limited in what you have, but you got the 80s looks, you got 90s,
pretty much everything but
70s.
Rookies.
Exactly.
We can more or less
somehow
find some.
There is your starters. You can't get
look, there's definitely a player there, whether it's old school or new.
Oh, yeah.
You guys for anybody to rep.
And you guys
of course,
choose it.
Thanks to the man, Skeptical Fan, we actually have a second place prize as well. Awesome Cowboy shirt. Again, you'll be seeing it once again here this Sunday when we do the official raffle. So
can't wait.
Let me do the shout outs for here, everyone in the chat. And then, yes, baby, we're going to go ahead and kick back, relax on more chill and laid back Fan Friday.
Yes, definitely more relaxed news-wise Fan Friday, but some fun nonetheless.
Yeah, so, hey, no Cowboys up to any shenanigans. So, to me,
that's the best news.
Knock on wood, it's exactly. Every day like that's a good day. So, thank you to Nate Rosario, hello and hi. Tammy Sotis, much love. And, yeah, that's why we said the Cowboys have to, we're here for 6 and beyond. Cowboys need to, match us on that energy now.
Yeah, we're into 7 already. Come on. Cowboys got to catch us.
So, Akeem Sears, hello and hi. Man, honestly, this to me is the hardest part of the season because training camp is so close. It's like you can almost taste it. But there's like so little football stuff going on. It's like it's like physically hurts a little bit, right? Asmodeus, much love. Salutations to you.
Much love, Asmodeus in the house.
We have Retro Scotty representing.
Yes.
Hello and hi. Cactus G in the place to be.
You know that.
Daniel Berry Sports, much love to you. Of course. The sponsor of the week, Cash App King, Stream Boss, Jason Renfro. You gotta give him all his titles, right?
All the titles.
Bama Fan, what's up? Matt Persico, much love to you.
Hey, in the house.
El Cool, Puro Pinche Cowboys, hell yeah. Jamar Chason, hello. We got Bama Fan representing. Brandon James Shea, what's up? Freedom First. Was not first, but hello. Let me see. I think that's everybody here so far. So, baby, let me go ahead, hand things off to you. So let's go ahead and start talking some Cowboys.
Well, we're going to talk Cowboys. As always, it's always about that navy blue, silver 2 and star over everything. But tonight we're talking kicking off the show, Cowboy hater, or I guess you could say a fake Cowboy fan, Skip Bayless. You know the story, maybe? I mean, the real reason now has come out on why Skip Bayless is, his show Undisputed.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I did.
Officially,
all I remember hearing is that he's taking some kind of a break. Obviously, I'm kind of assuming
he's
Shannon
taking
Sharp has something to do with it.
Well, he's taking 2 months off. That's what just came out on a Twitter post. He said, quote, LeBron isn't the only one in the lab this summer. Can't wait to unveil Undisputed just in time for a football season. Mm-hmm. Now, that's the, quote, surprise tweet by Skip Bayless, which that was posted on Wednesday, explaining why that morning show of his is disappearing for 2 months, returning August 28th. So this is a risky think about it. This is a risky 2 month layoff for FS1, in the management, because with everything going on around the league and open spots like Stephen A. Smith able to jump in there and just really corral more of that audience. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen there. But on top of that, you also got...
Especially if Shannon Sharp starts doing his thing
exactly.
In the meantime, too, he could basically take all the people who were interested in seeing how that was going to work out.
Yeah, but my question is, why is this happening? And the reason is, and that's the thing that's crazy here, is that this was driven by Skip Bayless and FS1's management's inability to find a replacement that would want to work with Skip Bayless. You didn't know that one, huh?
No,
Caught you off guard.
I thought it was just like a general...
No,
now that he's gone,
no one wants to join Skip Bayless. They're just all kind of shunning him for all the bullshit he's put out there. Hey, you get what you put out there sometimes, and that's what he's getting. So a lot of potential Sharp successors. Keyshawn Johnson just laid off, right? He's a guy, Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
We know he could be a guy who was battling Stephen A. Smith. They'll throw him on there and battle Skip. I mean, these guys, none of these people want to work with him as of right now. Other FS1 personalities, Cowboy, Dak Hater, LaShawn McCoy. There's also Emmanuel Acho, Joy Taylor, all these Cowboy, Dak haters. We talked about them. Nick Wright. These are all people on their own channel. They're not even stepping up to work with him. They're not taking the promotion. That's crazy. So again, not a lot of these on-air talents want to take the hot seat opposite of the very, of course, you can call him whatever you want. I think he's an asshole, schmuck, whatever. It's not about good ratings. He's just not a good, shit talker, commentator. I just don't like the way he...
Yeah, look...
He's not good. He don't bring facts.
I don't like what Stephen A. Smith says, but at least he's a good shit talker.
Yeah, he brings facts to the table, even if it's construed to kind of push his narrative or bias. Skip Bayless has just done an emotion, and it has no bearing on reality. That's the biggest issue to me.
But yeah, look, I will be very, very happy when Skip Bayless stops being relevant in any way, shape, or fashion. And I think that this kind of just proves that a lot of people are just over his crap, I love it. So I'm just saying, sometimes nature takes care of itself, right? So, and Shannon Sharp, honestly, was the only one bringing any kind of serious commentary to that. I think that a show like that would benefit from having, again, there's nothing wrong with, having a little bit of a bit of banter, right? Or a little bit of the kind of dipping your toe into some of the bullshit, right? Let's be honest. That's what some people really want to see. Skip Bayless just took it to a whole nother level. And honestly, I just think that he did get too personal with too many people. Yeah, and he burned too many bridges in that. Shannon Sharp, any Sharp replacement on the show knows they're going to be taking a much lesser pay, of course, to Skip Bayless. So that's another issue as well. Second fiddle. Oh yeah, obviously in a big way. So this delay also, people are saying there's a lot of the one-on-one kind of battling going on there. That shit talking we talk about, right? Which is trying to replicate the Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless thing they got going on back in the day. So again, there's a lot of different reasons. I'm sure it could be, but it seems like one of the main reasons is because no one really wants to work for the pay, work with Skip Bayless, and just a general situation there that, they kind of have to be dominated by him. He's kind of like his kick there, whoever's going to take that spot is Skip Bayless's kick toy for him, and it's it's the way it is. Now look, he actually said that that is Undisputed 2.0, the new, when it comes back on, is going to be heavily featuring rap artist Lil Wayne. Performs the theme song for his show, for the Undisputed song. I mean, we kind of know, but again, he's gonna have a lot more. So he's gonna talk about football with Lil Wayne? I think
he's gonna have Lil Wayne, he's gonna have probably a whole Skip Bayless album with Lil Wayne. I don't know, like a rap album about sports. God.
I'm not touching this one. I'm just gonna step away from it.
I told you we're having fun tonight on a Fan Friday. I told you. Starts off kickoff with a bang.
That sounds. I have to admit.
Yeah,
and
I wish we had the. I wish we had the camera tonight.
Is he going to become like TRL here? Like, are we going to have musical performances in between Skip Bayless's bullshit? Is there going to be like a background track to him shit talking Dak again or something?
They might remix his a whole collection of his comments to put into a beat.
That's a good one. Is he changing the name to Undisputed?
That's a good one, Tammy.
Oh man. So and. I have a feeling that it's just going to be probably like a revolving door of C-list celebrity guest appearances. And by that, I just mean like anyone who is even willing to go on the show, they're just going to have them in and out in some kind of rotating fashion. I have a feeling, like I said, this is the final Durg for Skippy here.
Yeah, well, he deserves everything he gets. He's a trash fan. He ain't no fan of the Cowboys as far as I'm concerned.
Cactus, you said, I'll start on the show with that loser and guess I got something for him.
There might be a fist fight after the third episode by one of us Cowboy fans on the other side of that
The biggest thing I've always said, or that's bothered me about Skip, is not just like his shit talking and the way he does it. It's more the fact that he can't take even a quarter of the shit that he puts out there. The second he's attacked in even halfway a similar fashion, oh man, the crybaby comes out. So I'm just saying, if you're gonna talk crap, you gotta be able to take the crap. That's it. So otherwise, mouth shut.
Rule number one.
And yeah, King Sears. Honestly, the reason I'm more surprised is because at least in recent years, I know Lil Wayne has gotten a lot of crap about his lackluster live performances. Like he's, just I don't know. So I'm just not sure how that's going to go. That's all. Back to you, baby. Yeah, let's kind of move on from Skippy Peanut Butter over here.
So, again, moving on. Kind of a couple other non-current NFL news stuff. But definitely current when it comes to that Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star Dallas Cowboys. Deion Sanders, of course, former Falcon and Niner and others. But, of course, we only remember him as a Dallas Cowboy. Deion Sanders, of course, the great cornerback. He is officially back with Nike now, officially. Deion's Diamond Turf line. You guys are old enough like I am. You remember the 90s, he had his Diamond Turf line brand through Nike there. The Nike, I think it was Nike Training Signature Series, if I'm not mistaken. But that was one of their more iconic brands. It's back now, officially. Deion's back with them. Just throw that out there since it is a Dallas Cowboy, right? Yeah. I mean, for a Super Bowl season. For sure, right? So he was responsible for helped with one of them. Now, one guy who didn't help with one of them is T.O., Terrell Owens. But nonetheless, he's still a Hall of Famer, a great receiver. I'm one of those that maybe not the biggest fan because I still have that bad taste in my mouth from his Philly days when he played us. But much love to him. He dominated with wearing that star on his helmet. T.O. said on his show that he has a podcast show, I think, football sports, I think. But anyways, it's called Get Your Popcorn Ready. And he believes that former Dallas Cowboys safety, Darren Woodson, should be in the Hall of Fame. And he said he put him in over John Lynch, formerly of the Buccaneers, who was enshrined in 2021. And I agree. Because we've talked about this literally on this show when Lynch was inducted. And I'm not taking anything away from John Lynch. He was great. But when you look at the actual numbers at the safety position, both guys played safety. It's not even... I would say it's not close, but it's not even close when you'd say, okay,
yeah, it's hard to make that argument in that direction.
Well, you say they're both great, but one obviously has better numbers and better stats, and it's just better overall by far. In my opinion, it's almost by far in some cases. But even if you account for other things, he was part of the Super Bowl team. John Lynch. I don't know. I still say Woodson should be in there at the same time or honestly before, and I agree with T.O. on this one.
Yeah.
So, again, Hall of Fame wide receiver Andre Reed, who was a guest on the show with T.O. on T.O.'s show, also agreed Darren Woodson should have been in already.
Is that the Andre Reed?
That's your Andre Reed from your neck of the woods.
Is he?
Yeah, and he agrees Darren Woodson, whether or not should be in before John Lynch, he should be in the Hall of Fame by now. And listen, as this swell for him continues to grow, trust me, in time, he will be in the Hall of Fame. Guaranteed, mark my words, MCF is telling you this. But hey, it's got to build a little bit more, and maybe another year or two. Darren Woodson, Hall of Fame. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. He's one of the greatest at that safety position. He's right there, I think, in front of John Lynch. On this channel, we went through all these numbers, and he was better than him in pretty much every category. So, gotta give it up for both guys. But Darren Woodson should be in the Hall of Fame.
So, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Lincoln Blake said Woodson most definitely should be over Lynch. So, Cactus G saying, hell yeah, Woody belongs.
Yep.
So
we talked about that here. I remember. I wish I could recite the stats, but
and you know
it's
what?
obvious.
There's been a few years where it's like one. I understand certain years why some players end up not making it because sometimes there are just guys that, are just absolutely. Oh, shush, you echo. But there's sometimes are just guys that are undeniably just better or whatever. But I have to admit, sometimes you sit there and wonder, like, who exactly did you piss off in the room where they're picking these guys? Because I don't know.
That's voting by a bunch of people.
I know that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it still just makes you wonder. Like,
it just throws them out. They forget his greatness. That's all. Because we didn't win a Super Bowl. Well, he did win a Super Bowl. Let me put it that. Darren Woodson won a Super Bowl. He was more at the back end of the Cowboys' dominating years.
Yeah. So some of his successes might get overshadowed by some earlier shinier.
He actually got better, in my opinion. Throughout his career, even though he didn't win a Super Bowl when he was at his best. Let's put it that way. But day one, he was pretty much at his best.
Exactly.
So it's hard
Thomas
to say.
Gare said, Woody should have been in a long time ago.
Agreed. No doubt. No diggity.
So, no diggity. So, yeah, Retro Scotty. Yeah, so someone definitely got some under the table action there with that Lynch nomination. But hey, again, I'm not even here to crap on him either because it's obviously, it's got nothing to do with him and more to do with Woody. So, if that makes sense, right?
Drew Pearson finally got in. Trust me on this when I say this. Darren Woodson will get in. Darren Woodson will get into the Hall of Fame. And one more thing, two more words. Go Cowboys!
Always go Cowboys.
So, by the way, let's go to the supplemental draft real quick because they're having it for the first time. They're having the supplemental draft again for the first time, I think, in 3 years since COVID. So,
it has been a while.
Yeah, so we talked about this the other day, guys. This supplemental draft, so everyone's on the same page. It's on Tuesday, so mark it on your calendars. But don't expect much. It's not going to be very lively. There may be no players drafted in this. And the reason I say this is it's simple. The best player out there at any position, someone would give up a next year, draft pick. Because again, if you use a supplemental draft on fourth round for a player, you lose your 2024 fourth round draft pick. So it's got to be a guy you're willing. Again, everyone kind of gambles, puts a round that they would give up for a player, and then they kind of open up everyone's cards, and they say, hey, okay, this team picked it. They both picked them in the fourth round. Which team has preference over the other in the sense of reversing the winning percentage of this season. So the ones with the worst winning percentage get preference over in a tie situation, and then that they lose their next year fourth round.
Shout out to you, Lincoln Blake. Appreciate you with a $5 holler
he's
there.
He's an old schooler here, Lincoln Blake.
That's right, and he said Woodson is the most underrated safety of all time.
Agreed.
He has 3 rings: 92, 93, and 95.
Oh shit! Did he have a 92? I can't believe it. I failed it there. I failed it, guys. I could have sworn he came in.
I forgive you. Remember,
I forgot
it's been almost 30 years.
I forgot
I
he had.
If you're not remembering every single detail.
I can't believe I forgot that. Man,
but yeah, I honestly, again, that's what I'm trying to say. It's no disrespect to anyone else.
Yeah, he should be in there years and years ago.
And like I said, you could have made an argument a few times, or like, oh man, like he didn't make it just because, again, out of all the selections you can make, there were guys that you're just like, oh shit, he's got to make it first. Okay, fine. But it's been how many years, and every time his name is brought up, it's still the same kind of BS? Like, I don't know. Like I said, maybe he rubs someone the wrong way. Yeah. Oh, anyway, real quick. By the way,
he was a rookie.
Lincoln Blake, you are $1 away, I should say, from officially being entered into our raffle. Just throwing that out there, and that does actually bring Jason Renfro down to 2 points on the stream boss. So he's hanging on, literally holding on by a thread.
A J-Lou $2 holler takes the stream boss. And you get 100 points, you start fresh.
So
let's see what happens.
And Stealthy, happy Friday to you, skeptical fan in the house. Him always staying skeptical.
Always staying skeptical.
So and Kenzie Bands, what's up? Hello and hi.
What's up?
Again, it doesn't always start off that way, but life brought me to football, and honestly, it's very thankful.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you have definitely grown as I've seen nobody grow before when it comes to football. I've grown as well, but it's incredible when you just knew, first. I don't know if you knew what a first down was. You knew a touchdown. First down was questionable.
I was in the marching band. I knew the basics. Thank you very much. I just wasn't interested in much more than that, okay? So I will give you this. Outside of, like, quarterback and running back and receiver, I didn't know any of the other... Oh, and kicker, of course. I mean, that one's, just saying. That one I knew. Like, but, I'm being honest here.
Didn't you date the kicker in high school?
No.
I'm joking with you, man. just because you always love the kicker so much. I love it.
No. Again.
Sorry, guys. We're off the rails on Friday.
Not to be one of those people, but, I was maybe partially influenced on my thoughts about football because I don't think I met a single football player that wasn't an absolute dipshit in high school. And I'm sorry, but, maybe that was a local thing, but I don't know about that one. So.
We got a takeover alert, baby. Because Lincoln Blake has just... taking that stream boss over and got that jersey raffle entry. You never know. All you need is one. You might win.
Thank you, Lincoln Blake. And he said, here you go. With that $2 holler.
Boom, as he enters the room.
Shout out to you. By the way, Kenzie Bands, we have a few youngins here on the stream. So, but I think you might possibly be. Just guess make sure it's cool with your parents, obviously. We
always,
use adult language and occasionally discuss adult themes.
But we keep this. Yes. We mark it on our channel so everyone knows. It's definitely sometimes it's about the news of our Cowboys sometimes or the NFL, and it does involve those topics at times. So, and we do get passionate as fans, right?
But yeah, I played a variety of instruments, but specifically in high school, I played bass, clarinet, and percussion in the marching band, and sometimes percussion in the regular band. If I felt like it. But I played a variety of instruments. Obviously very, very rusty now, but yes. So, I think I'll give credit to one kid. When I went to school in Georgia for a few months, we did have a trumpet player who was also on the football team.
There you go. That's
so
a little more influence.
I did not know him. I could not, I don't know anything. I'm just saying, I don't remember him. That's it. But there you go. So there you go. It was pretty cool. That's about it. That's all I got. I'm just saying, there you go. He's cool because he did football and marching band, and that's all I know. Anyway, back to you, my love.
Let me get it back to from the band to the football field here for a second. And again, I was talking about the supplemental draft. Supplemental draft, guys. Again, first time since 2019. I think it was the last time we had it. And the best player expected for this draft is wide receiver from Purdue, Milton Wright. All right, this is the guy, we talked about him last week, and that he was going to be a guy that maybe some teams would go after and maybe give up a third rounder for, or fourth rounder for a receiver. So again, he's one of the two eligible wide receivers for the supplemental draft. He worked out for NFL teams yesterday. You want to hear his workout results? Mm-hmm. First of all, he's 6'1" and 3/4, 190 pounds, a little on a thinner side, right? Hands 9 and 1/8 inches. The arm 31 and 3/4 inches and 77 wingspan. In the 40, he was a 4.69. The 20 split, it was 2.66. The 10, 1.64. 3 cone, 7.81 for a receiver. Short shuttle. What is the shuttle? The 4.69 vertical jump, 31 inches. That's that 31 inches. Okay, 10 foot flat broad jump. For the most part, in every single way, baby, he failed. I mean, across the board. When it comes to the RAS score, RAS, relative athletic score, Milton Wright from Purdue as a receiver, he was in the 1.31 percentile.
Oh.
When it comes to the last 30-plus years of college wide receivers. So this guy is undraftable. There should be nobody drafting this guy in the supplemental draft. I mean, I guess if someone really thought that this was just an anomaly, something happened when he worked out in front of the NFL teams, you maybe use a 7th-round pick on him. That's basically use next year's 7th rounder, I guess, if you're really high on him. I would trust, let's say, Will McClay. But after these numbers, Forget about it. You go as an undrafted. Is that where he goes? Undrafted, or he going to be eligible next year for the draft again? I don't know, but either way, Milton Wright was the number one guy looking for this supplemental draft. It looks like no one's going to be drafted in this thing, in my humble opinion. So that's that. So I just want to throw that out there, since I know that we've
let's
discussed
be honest,
the supplemental
draft in
on
general,
Tuesday. By the way, it's on Tuesday.
The supplemental draft in general is always a long shot, right? And I'm assuming that, again, part of the reason why it has taken so long to come back, post the Rona, is just because the NFL has had other things to focus on. So I'm assuming maybe as it kind of gets rolling, the quality of players available in the supplemental draft might be a little more viable than this first year, where it's basically like the scraps of the scraps of the scraps of the scraps. Where I guess in other years, maybe you had, a few more scrappy players. But yes, honestly, like we said, don't expect the Cowboys to make any moves here.
Yeah, on the supplemental draft, I don't see the Cowboys.
There's not too much more to add there.
Cowboys don't really use that supplemental draft pick anyways. Although we used it with Jimmy Johnson when he was first here on Steve Walsh, if I recall.
But yeah, that's way too slow for a receiver.
Yeah, that's horrible there. So he's not going to be picked up in this supplemental draft unless
Cactus also
seventh rounder.
Said
maybe.
He saw a video today that compared Overshown to Woodson as an athlete and a Swiss Army knife unleashed by Dan Quinn.
I mean, that's high praise. I don't know if I'm going to put him as a Woodson yet, but I will say that he has that Cam Chancellor type safety, that prototypical type Dan Quinn safety.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what they meant, more in the way that you can use him, not so much like, he's playing at this
like
level.
Darren, because Darren Woodson was used, as that hit. He hit you across the, but it was about his full game. Run support coverage. 4.6.
Okay.
4.6. That's still bad. If you want to be picked up in a supplemental draft or any draft, you can't be a receiver with it's 4.69. I think that's a 4.7. Okay. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty horrible right there. So, anyways, now speaking of picking up players, we did pick up somebody just yesterday, and we talked about him yesterday. It's our kicker. I'll show you this in a minute. Right there, as he's kicking right into our faces.
It looks like you're eating him.
I don't want to do that.
But you're having a little snacky snack.
I do want to say, and I'm going to talk about this here, guys. Brandon Aubrey, we just signed him yesterday. He just released some video here, and let me put it up on your screen here. He's showing you he's got a leg. These are 3 from 3, he says. Now, you see 2 out of the 3 you're going to see in this video, but he said he was 3 for 3 from 60 yards. Filmed it. Now, look, those goalposts look a little weird. Looks like it could be a middle school. Are they wider? I mean, some people are claiming that those goalposts are wider. Whether they're wider or not, he's showing us he at least can hit them with the leg strength. Yeah,
the question in this regard, especially when we talked about it yesterday, accuracy seems very spot on for him. It was more the question of distance. The longest field goal he had was, 49?
49 was in the USFL in 2 years. 49 yards was his longest kick.
Exactly. So just throwing it out there, that's... Like I said, the question here was more, hey, if we're in a situation where, we have to kick a 55-yard field goal to win the game, not like there's no more options left, you need to kick this, can you do it? So, and now, especially since the question has been, who the heck will the Cowboys bring in to actually be their kicker, it kind of feels like it's up to him to, excuse my language, but fuck it up.
Well, again, he posted this video on Instagram, going 3 for 3 from 60 yards out. It's showing an impressive leg, which is something that is his, like you said, was his
the
issue.
The one kind of big question everyone had doubt,
and also NFL experience, of course. But but he's had a lot of big moments. Mm-hmm. But it's more about it's a couple of things still, but he's got to do it in the game.
I feel like those things I feel like that we would have been asking about any USFL player. Yeah. We're talking specifically what about him as a kicker? Were we concerned about outside of can he handle the NFL pressure?
So exactly. So of course that's and again that's the thing. The accuracy is the thing he's solid on, but he can hit him, let's say 50 yards and closer. I'm cool with that, but if we need to win a game, and I was talking about this yesterday, what are we going to do when he's can't make him from 53 or 55, and we're going to give the ball away at midfield? And this kind of at least clarifies something for us. Now, I don't think the goalposts don't just go up as high up, but I think it looks about normal. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see if the goalposts are normal width. That's what I care about. But even if they're not, he can make them that. He could get the ball to the goalpost and over it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, not to be nitpicky, just throwing this out there. I will say it does look a little bit wider, right? But even when you look like where he makes it, it's not like he's making it right next to the pole. Does that make sense? Like he makes it at least a little distance inside, not quite in the middle, but enough that, it'd be close in the NFL, but it still had a good bit of distance there, and it wasn't like right at the edge. So it feels like, again, something you can work with. And two, like, I don't know about you, but how many NFL stadiums do you have just like regular access to go kicking? Like, this is probably where he is able to practice. So if it happens to be a middle school or a high school field where a little bit of the sizing is off, I mean, if that's the facility that you can practice at wherever you're at now, like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, he's in the USFL. Listen, he maybe doesn't have all those NFL plugs.
He should be using the regular. There's got to be a place you can find regular goalposts.
Bama Fan and Asmodeus both said it definitely looks
a little wider. So, but even if it is,
still 60 yards.
And that's my point. He can make them. Will he make it in the game? Well, who knows? But it's not like it's going to fall short as we thought initially, based off of the way he was used with the Birmingham Stallions, and his only misses. Again, think about it: 0 for 2 from 50 yards or farther. He has not made a field goal in professional football, and I'm saying USFL is professional football. He's never made a field goal 50 yards or farther out. So again, hopefully he will get a chance to do some of these kicks in preseason games, not just like this. In preseason games, and listen, maybe he make them, maybe he won't make them, but if he gets close, that's good enough, I think. Maybe kickoffs will be okay. That was one of my issues as well. Maybe he'll be able to knock it back far enough. It's not going to be horribly short, because that was the big knock on him. Just doesn't have that distance on the kick. Now, it does show impressive leg here to at least get to the goalpost. He's getting close enough to the middle there, so we'll give it to him in the sense of good practice, a plus for sure. Brandon Aubrey, according to Michael Gelkin, he's the in-house favorite to be the Cowboys' Week 1 kicker. This guy right here. Boom. So right now, like I said this before, and I'll say it again. I said it yesterday. Inside track. It's his, like you said, to fuck it up. It's his to lose when it comes to the kicking roster spot here. So again, he's got to secure this job with a strong training camp versus Tristan Vizcaino.
I do think he'll beat out Vizcaino, personally.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. Tristan Vizcaino is not consistent.
Can I just throw out there that the Cowboys are also, like, how much competition is actual competition if the only guy he is competing against is Vizcaino?
I know, but to me, it's almost like golf, though. It's like you're not really battling the other guy. You're battling yourself. You're battling the course. You're battling the goalpost. You got to make it. If you don't make it, there's no like, well, it was because of this or that.
Pressure? Yeah, that's what we're trying to see.
That's what I need to see from him, and I need to see these long field goals. We're seeing them. I want to talk about some little side note here about kicking that maybe we haven't discussed, or we will discuss though here in a minute. It's kind of stuck out to me when it comes to something about this guy here. But Aubrey, guys, if for some reason, let me just give it, according to Michael Gelkin, if for some reason, what happens if in training camp he has a shitty summer?
Okay.
What if it's not a good training camp in Oxnard for him? So, because they're in Oxnard, California, the Cowboys might be grabbing a couple guys as kickers that are experienced kickers, but maybe have to be let go because a new rookie was put in, and they're all from California. Listen to this. The Niners, they're expected to release Zane Gonzalez, who's a solid kicker for them. They drafted Jake Moody in the 3rd round. So obviously they're not going to let a 3rd-round pick just be cut. So Jake Moody's their starter. He's a good kicker from college, which means Zane Gonzalez is going to be available. He's out there in Cali. Now, the Chargers in Cali, L.A., they have too many kickers there. Dustin Hopkins, who's a solid kicker. And then they got Cameron Dicker. I know Jason Renfro's favorite there, Dicker the kicker.
Hell yeah.
One of these guys is going to be out of a job. That's another option in case, Tristan Vizcaino shits the bed. If this guy here, Brandon Aubrey shits the bed, you got 2 guys right there near your Oxnard camp. So again, you got other places like the Buccaneers that have a kicking competition going on. Blankenship, formerly of the Colts, Rodrigo Blankenship versus McLaughlin. So again, if the loser of that battle is another option. And there's many other options, as we know already, that we already talked about here. Mason Crosby, Gold, Prater. It's going to be Nick Folk, and on and on and on and on and on. Now, as far as his deal is concerned, this kicker here, it's probably going to be, we haven't heard the announcement of this, but it's going to be probably not even showing up on the salary cap hit. Now, I'm just being real, guys.
Yeah.
It's similar to what we had with Turpin out of the USFL, which is essentially an undrafted free agent contract. It's basically, I mean, shit, it's like, listen, the guarantee is like $80,000. I don't even know. I'm overestimating it, I think, but it'd be minimal, guaranteed. Now, he has to make the 53-man roster. He makes it. He's going to bump that up a lot, but the cheapest deal you can get, you got it on this guy here. So can't lose to throw him in the mix.
Makes sense.
Now the last thing,
Tammy Silties, have a great night.
Have
Take
a good
it
night.
easy. Shout out to you, SnugX, in the house.
Oh, you know why Snug's here.
You know it.
Yeah.
Adrian Morales, always go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys. Boom.
So,
now I do want
to you,
to. Yeah, I do want to mention now the last thing. I'm done with him, except for one last important point. Look at the way he kicks the ball, and this is old school kicking. These are soccer type kicks. Look at the way he kicks the ball with the side of his foot. A lot of these kickers, like I know we've seen these guys kicking from the side of their foot and stuff, but you can just see he has this kind of more of a soccer kick to it. And I think that
I hadn't really noticed. Let me look at it now.
I mean, at least to me, it seems like
he does look like he's wearing socks.
Well, again, to me, like when the way he scoops the kick from the side, it's almost like he's. Well, I guess maybe not. I don't know. It looks looks like he gives it more of a side.
I feel like only
foot.
because you said it kind of looks like a soccer kick, but
you
I have to
you
be
can't
honest,
unsee it?
I don't.
Maybe every kick is like this. I don't know. It just for
Not
me,
just that, but like usually for distance kicks, kickers do kick the ball slightly differently for that. So I'm just saying, to me, it makes sense that he's kicking it
a different way.
Well, just like you might a soccer ball in that sense, because you're going for a lot more distance. You still want that accuracy, but I'm guessing he's hitting with the wider part of his foot specifically to get more power. Whereas usually when you're kicking like just an extra point or something, you might kick it with more of like the forward part of your foot.
The front.
I am not a kicker. I don't know the technique, so somebody maybe can chime in.
And that's the thing. I mean, we talked about him yesterday. He's drafted in the MLS. I mean, he was a guy came out of Notre Dame, soccer. So I'm just saying, like, this guy has soccer in him. The thing I'm trying to say, let's just look a little awkward. Not bad awkward. Just like he's still learning to like finish his motion of kick. I don't know. It just seems like that. It just seems like he's like doing maybe it's because in my mind he's already been a soccer player and he's kind of got the soccer style to him. Maybe it's in my mind. Either way, I don't give a shit if he kicks it with his heel. As long as that shit gets through the uprights, I'm good with him. All right. So I just wanted to bring that up. That's all. Just throw it out there. We'll see one last club from 60 yards here, and it's up and away, guys. Again, see the way he landed his feet there. But hey, he made them. That one would have been good on a regulation, goalpost. So
I've always wondered why the NFL doesn't look more towards other sports when it comes to certain specialty positions. I'm just saying, I feel like there's a lot of crossover there.
There's some crossover in baseball. We've had two play like Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson.
Yeah, but that's more a player who played two sports. Whereas, I mean, why are more and pro NFL teams not looking at maybe some professional soccer players when it comes to some of these positions? Like, I know there's a lot more technical stuff involved to it, but I don't know. I
hear you. Now, look, I think that there was a point we had in the NFL back in the 80s, and I think even the early 90s, a lot of soccer-style kickers. And this is obviously a 100% soccer-style kicker.
We're going back to the 90s in a lot of ways.
Yeah, well, hopefully
for some reason.
Let's get 3 Super Bowls in these 20s.
I like that.
And I'll be good. That we could replicate the 90s, and we'll all be a lot happier. Oh, hell yeah.
It is 2023, so.
Well, let's hope we found the diamond in the rough of the USFL here with
Skeptical
Brandon
fan,
Aubrey.
Much love to you. Have a great night. Take it easy.
Yeah. Much love to Skeptical. The gifting membership leader, star. Much love to him, star level member.
Put some respect on that
You know
name.
what to do, man. The man is staying skeptical. Now, we do have another little topic here, just a side thing here. We haven't really talked much about this once. We talked a lot about J-Ron Kurtz, of course, Donovan Wilson and his run, support abilities and, just playing all over the field. I mean, he's a specialist. What about the other safety? And it's funny because today he was a topic of conversation when it came to a guy we kind of follow and like, Brian Broaddus. Spoke about this guy here, number 28, Malik Hooker. Basically, Brian Broaddus is not a big fan of Malik Hooker. And he just basically said
Did he
that
steal his parking spot to start?
he said, quote, "I feel you need better than Malik Hooker."
All right.
That's what he said. And he said, "I think he's a liability as a player. I don't think he has the range that he once did. You can't play him in coverage. He doesn't wrap up as a tackler. So it's wild that I think they can do better." So I'm sorry. So is it wild that I think they can do better?
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm sure that the Cowboys front office is delighted, quote, delighted with Hooker, but this is my opinion." And he also said that the Joneses love Hooker, or the front office, the coaches, they love Hooker, but Brian Rhoda still believes that the Cowboys could do better, and that they were gonna, the Cowboys gonna play the guy that they want to play. And I think it's more about the guy that maybe Dan Quinn wants to play. I trust in Dan Quinn. Sorry, Brian Broadus. Much love to the man Jason Renfro with $1.01 holler. I know what he said. What did the man?
Much love. Thank you, Jason, with a classic. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
So, and of course, adding closer and closer to another.
I'm sure it's piling up. Entry. It's piling up right now. Again, I'll have to.
Raffle entry, I should say.
Yeah, I'm gonna calculate the raffle entries probably before the Saturday night stream, so we have like the final list ready to go, and I can tell you guys how far you are to another one, or how many you guys currently have more or less raffle entries.
So
that's the hope. That's the hope.
So I guess my question is,
what happened?
We have Jason Renfro gifting a membership here in the chat, and Kenzie Bands dropping that 1 month membership. Much love, saying I wish I can gift. First of all, thank you, Kenzie, just being here, hanging with us, chilling with us, sharing the love here always helps.
Yes, appreciate you.
And of course, shout out to everyone like Jason Renfro who can show the love, drop the love, join the membership, and share the love with others like Stephen White, who was the lucky winner.
Congrats
for that
to Stephen White getting that, and much extra special love to the man Jason Renfro for that gifted membership. I mean, again, let me update the board here because I got to make sure I put another one for him. That puts him at 3, puts him back 6 for first place there on the gifting leaderboard. That's, again, guys, I can't stress that is the literal best way to help the channel out. No jokes about that. And it spreads the love. That's the thing I love the most about it.
So while you go ahead and update the board there real quick, as far as Hooker, I'm guessing it's maybe a handful of things. So you have to remember, we really have only had a defense like this for a very short amount of time. And yes, shout out to Dan Quinn. Huge credit to him. But I do think that the Cowboys are maybe a little more complacent when it comes to being okay with certain things defensively or just in general, if that makes sense. Like basically, they're okay with certain things sucking just because they sucked so much worse beforehand that now this upgrade, it's like, because it's an upgrade from what we had before, it's good. And I think that's maybe what Broadus is trying to say. Just because Malik Hooker is better than what we had before and is an upgrade in that way doesn't mean that he's necessarily a good player or a good fit or good enough to do the job that he maybe should be doing.
Well, I'm gonna discuss it all angles. First, let's shout out once again the man Jason Renfro, who, by the way, now I think he's in 5th place, if I'm not mistaken, on the overall board. Again, 2nd place on the gifting board. But he just jumped with his gifting and the other drops from tonight in 5th place right now. Right there behind Mary Alvarez, Lincoln Kane, Dwayne Broussard, and Mark Hovsepian for the top spots there. Will it be a full takeover? Like a full takeover? I don't know. Lincoln Blake's got 96 points, but Jason Renfro is coming for maybe some back-to-backage here on both sides of the board. What did he say, baby?
So he said, "Go Cowboys."
Go Cowboys.
Always.
Much love.
So now, real quick, Cactus G is saying Hooker is part of our highly rated safety group.
Agree.
And I mean, I do lean somewhere more like 60-40. I think to me it's more of an injury situation. For some reason, like he is just one of those guys that seems to be banged up quite a bit.
Well, but
I'm just saying, I hope he can stay healthy enough to contribute in a more consistent
but
way.
I disagree with you because I think that even though everyone gets a little banged up, the thing is
I know.
the kind of banged up we cannot have from Malik Hooker is the kind of banged up that has hurt him when he was in Indianapolis, where he missed most of the season. You know what he's missing now? Is he even missing a game or two? I mean, maybe. But my point is that Malik Hooker has been an Iron Man there. We got 3 safeties in a rotation, usually using a lot of 3 safety personnel. So
look, everybody can't be a Pro Bowler. If he can go out there and play consistently and contribute, I mean, I will say I'm with you in the trusting Dan Quinn part. Regardless of how good or bad or whatever Hooker is, I am very confident that Dan Quinn will use him to the best of his ability and bring out the best in him, even if that best is less than what it was before.
He might not be what he was in the sense of in his rookie years and his,
which is fine because that's how we got him anyway.
Well, in those early years, you know what he did? Not much. You know why? Because he was always injured. So the last 2 years, he hasn't been hardly injured. So I know
that's why I said it's a good point.
It's the way Dan Quinn uses him, which is key to his being able to last the entire season. Now, does that mean we shouldn't have Mukwamu there and others to it's just in case, of course. But here's the thing. Listen, I want to hear both sides of this. So I know you're more on
case of emergency, bust ass.
Well, I think that Malik Hooker is underrated, and I think people are I think that Brodus is maybe being a little too harsh. But look, I want to hear it out. So Brodus said that if you look at the statistics and things, he's trying to bring it not just from his emotion or his thoughts or even his opinion. He's going with the stats. He said, let's start there. Quote, 74% completion versus him.
Okay.
So quarterbacks complete, when they attack him, 74% of the time it's a completion. An 82.9 quarterback rating, which is very high.
That's rough.
9 games where receivers were 100% versus the player. 9 games where the receivers were 100% in the sense of, quarterback rating when you target that receiver. So, or completion percentage. The player, what he's trying to say is, Malik Hooker does not suck. Never said that to begin with, is what he said. But he said, quote, like any position, I feel they can do better. Sorry, this is stressing folks, end quote. Now, I don't know about stressing. I just want to bring up the comment here and the thought process of it. But let's bring up some stats in a minute here. Let's bring up some stats about Malik Hooker if Brian Brodus wants to bring up stats. Now, let's first go to Bama Fan in the house with that Dak drop.
That's right.
$4 holler for Bama.
His
Bama
favorite player on the Dallas Cowboys.
That's why I said the Dak drop. I paused for a second.
But much love to you. He did say, "Throw me in that raffle and go Cowboys."
We got you in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I know he dropped a $2 drop, I think, earlier this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
so I do remember that, Bama fan. So shout out to you, by the way. The elephant, right? But we also have some Cash App love that we have to shout out here in just a moment as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. Bama fans
officially
in.
I
See,
remember.
I just want to make sure. So that's how you get in. Bama fans in. Now he's also up on this board, and he's I think right there with tie with B Bird. So Bama fan, B Bird, all the B's in the house. Much love, Bama fan.
So, and of course here, as Mr. MCF updates the board, we did just get a $20 holler in the Cash App.
A Pollard drop.
Yeah, so we got some Pollard representation. And of course, a few entries there in the raffle.
Oh, yeah?
We all know why he's here.
Oh, shiz. You do know why.
I think I'm trying to talk slow enough so you can catch up, but I don't think...
Last week's overall takeover champion, Snug X.
Woo! Shout out to you, Snug X.
Which now I gotta fix the board again because Snug X just jumped into
he did just say
fifth
that
place.
You are a very lucky man.
Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, and I know why.
Yes, and thank you for the compliment, Snug. Always appreciate you. Much love. Which, by the way, guys, just a quick personal side note. I do have my own little gaming channel, whatever, but I am maybe actually gonna do a live stream on YouTube tomorrow in regards to that. So I know I just say it again. Just wanted to get my bearings over on the Twitch side of things. But yeah, so I might be doing a live stream on YouTube. So at some point or another, I will probably drop the link for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, guys.
So
stay tuned.
Going to take advantage of the last few slightly slower days before training camp and try to just, enjoy them as much as I can with some of the other stuff because I know pretty soon it's going to be all football all the time I'm going to be very happy for that.
And one more thing. Go Cowboys.
Yes.
By the way, Bama fan, I got you on the board. Snug X. Let me put you back up on here because he is in 5th place on the over. He just jumped Jason Renfro on that board. And he also jumped Jason Renfro on that back-to-back goal of being the Cash App King. Right now, Snug X is the leader in the Cash App with that $20 Tony Pollard. Holla. Again, it's much love to Snug X. Appreciate you and thank you for the love there. As I am a very lucky human being, man. I can't be. I'm extremely
As
lucky.
opposed to an alien man?
Anything.
You had to get
World,
specific human?
Universe wide. Yes. I'm a very lucky being.
Are you saying I would get with an alien?
No. I'm saying I'm very lucky.
What's the implication there? I'm fucking with you. Oh, man. It's
That's that. We needed the camera on
usually
tonight. Tonight we should have had the camera on.
I don't get to fuck with Mr. MCF that often, but I'm enjoying tonight's Fan Friday.
This is off the rails, and it started from the beginning. I knew it.
Oh,
Look, let me break it down about number 28. What my position is on this.
Go ahead.
And I think he is actually. I think Brian Broaddus is off on this one. I think you're a little maybe again. I agree that we can get better, but I think we have
was
three.
More the injury part situation. Outside of that, like I said,
he might have lost. He might have lost a step a little bit from his earlier days, but he's still a very viable player in our defense, and I think that is the key that's being missed by Brian Broaddus, in my opinion. And he has his opinion, I got mine. Malik Hooker had a 92 percentile coverage grade last year by PFF. Okay. So, the different things that go into the completion percentage as a safety, that's really tricky. So maybe, statistically, some things they're pinpointing him as the issue and blaming him maybe incorrectly. Who knows? So either way, he finished 12th in WAR, which is another analytic, among safeties last year. Basically the 12th best safety. And again, other places put him in the top 10 as a free safety specifically. So Malik Hooker, free safety coverage, very good.
Again,
okay?
It sounds like exactly what we said before as far as Dan Quinn using Malik Hooker the right way.
Yes.
Negates some of the possible
he lost.
Negative things that maybe Broaddus could be right about.
Exactly. And
just throwing that
perfect
out
way of describing it, because the other thing I think that Brian Broaddus, he said about the tackling situation, but I don't know about missed tackles, but I know Malik Hooker does a great job quickly identifying. He's very good IQ, football IQ, identifying the run play action kind of plays, works through the pick, makes the tackle in the flat after the pass is thrown in the screen or something like this, and he breaks through. He knows how to diagnose and read plays. This as a free safety is very important. You got to kind of be like the quarterback of the. I know the linebackers call the plays, but the safety's got to know everything that's going on and got to look at the field in a wider sense, especially when you have, if you have to be the one safety deep, then you got to watch the whole back end. So he's got a great ability to read and kind of diagnose plays. This is not in the stats. This is not you're not going to see this in the stats or even the analytics. So you just see this on film. And he does this consistently. It's not just a fluke. He does this the last 2 years for the Cowboys. He has diagnosed and broken up plays. So I think that you're not getting a superstar like he was when he was drafted and expected to be, but you don't need that. And Dan Quinn's using him like a superstar in a way and getting the most out of him. This is what we needed for the Dak side on the offensive side of the ball. It never happened with Lenahan or Kellen Moore. Hopefully McCarthy can do that. So when it comes to Malik Hooker also, he does not, again, we heard Brian Broaddus talking about the tackling issue. But Malik Hooker diagnoses plays, makes the screen, makes a good tackle in the screen kind of situation, but also is very good at diagnosing run plays and making tackles. I will say this, at least his improvement as a run defensive player there, an all-around tackler. His coverage in deep zones as that free safety there is very good. Like I said, 92nd percentile. So you try to beat him deep, Malik Hooker's going to be there. He is our primary free safety. But it's something that when it helps your run defense as well, you could throw. We have 8 guys back there that have great run defense skills, and maybe they're not linebackers, but they play almost like them. They have solid run diagnosing abilities and tackling skills. Whether some guys have better tackling skills than others, yeah, I'm sure Malik Hooker could be better, but he still has improved. Is my point here, tackling wise. We've seen him take some great angles to either break up screens, flat plays in the flat, or make tackles in the running game. So I don't know. I really think that Dan Quinn, seeing these things, is why Malik Hooker was re-signed again to the Cowboys. It's about Dan Quinn knowing what he sees and saying, okay, I know what you can do. I'm going to make you the best at that, like you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and I have to admit that if you really wanted to focus somewhere in the backfield, corner would have been and was, I think, the higher priority, and we saw that reflected in the moves that were made.
Stephon Gilmore.
I don't think that we could have, realistically speaking, found someone to give us what Hooker is giving us currently with the kind of capital we'd be bringing to the table as far as either money for a free agent or draft capital for a draft pick, because it's not like we're going to get anybody like maybe a fifth round pick. You get what I'm trying to say?
And the other thing
there's no real viable kind of replacement there.
One other thing,
I am
too.
a fan of Hooker. Like I said, it was more...
Jerry really is, too.
I think apparently lots of people like Hookers. You know, so. Anyway, but no, my bigger thing was more the injury part of the situation, but you kind of did... You know, I guess in my mind, I felt like he was hurt more than he actually was for some reason.
Yeah, not with us. I mean, in his career, yes, not with us. Now that you pointed that out, you're right. Not only has he been healthier, but he's also been more consistent with us. And consistency is one of the things that was lacking the most defensively. Dan Quinn managed to right that ship really fucking quick. And I want to add one other thing.
Even with all the injuries.
I want to add one last thing about this, because actually two things. But think about this fact about what we have here at safety, baby. Again, most teams are running with two safeties, two solid safeties at best. We got three solid safeties. You know what I mean? We got three solid safeties right now. And I mean, even if you want to say, but let's say Jaron Kearse and Donovan Wilson, let's say they're our starters. I mean, you technically have Malik Hooker as our backup. My point here is that they all play like 60 to 70% of the game. All three of these guys. This three-headed safety monster is vital to Dan Quinn's defense. And they're all just as important. So to me, it's kind of like you need all three to really have the dominance we have back there blanketing, the safety area there, whether it's in run support, whether it's in, tight end coverage, whether it's in, box safety play, whether it's in free safety play, strong safety play, slot corner play. Mukuamu moves in the mix there. I'm just saying you got so many things at safety, at corner. Woo! I can't wait. When you get that, I just can't wait. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I mean, you gotta look at it. I guess linebackers are our weakest spot, and that's not even
been this
horribly bad
about our defense ever. Again, almost every single kind of question or question mark I have about this team is on offense or special teams, just because of the kicking situation. Which even that at this point. I guess I'm starting to reach the acceptance stage. And yes, I do think Aubrey is at least better than Vizcaino.
Yeah.
So
well, I just wanted to say that, again, when it comes to Malik Hooker, I think that you can look at him as our third string, not third string, but our backup. Because, again, most teams run two safeties. Mm-hmm. We got three. So he's kind of our third one, if you want. I mean, that's a fantastic third safety, right? I'm just saying, I'm trying to put it, for those that don't like, for those Brian Broduses, think of him as a guy who is your third safety. Would you take Malik Hooker as your third safety? Fuck yeah, is the answer, and we got him.
I mean, I think I would.
So I'm just saying, look, he's an underrated tackler, especially this last year. He has made an improvement. And listen, with safeties in the NFL that have at least 400 snaps or more played, he was in top 10 when it came to missed tackle percentage. So I don't know what Brian Broaddus is talking about. Because technically, even though maybe he doesn't like his tackling technique, wrapping his arms is what Brian Broaddus said, the numbers say something else. When you have a high volume of number of snaps for these safeties, like, again, we're talking about the high volume of snaps for safety, 400. That's about, I don't know, about a quarter of the season, maybe a third of the season. Okay, 400 snaps. That's enough to have a good gauge of that season. That's bigger than just a small sample size. He was top 10 in missed tackle percentage, meaning he had a very low tackle missed rate when it comes to missing tackles for guys that played a lot. For guys that played a little bit, he probably drops down a lot more. But that's because they had less chances to miss tackles. Malik Hooker was in there a lot more. So I'm just trying to say, when you look at this in perspective, there's always ways of massaging the stats, the numbers. The truth is, I believe, if you want to look at him as our third safety, I love him. I love Malik Hooker. I love my hookers here. Third safety. I'll take them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Any quick comments on this in the chat about their thoughts?
Honestly, pretty much everyone in the chat who did comment on this is basically on the same page. Like, for us and in our scheme, he is a great fit, and it's kind of hard to see where Broaddus is coming from in this direction.
He made it clear. It's his opinion, and that's fair enough. Just he feels the Cowboys could do better. I'm saying we have Jaron Kearse.
I feel like part of his statement almost implies that there's some kind of front office shenanigans involved. Like, they like Malik Hooker. Malik Hooker's one of their guys, so that's why he's there, type of thing. The same way that we've said that before about maybe other players and things like that. But I do feel like in this case, Malik Hooker kind of deserves it. Like, even if he wasn't one of the Cowboy guys, he would still be where he's at right now because he is the best guy for the job that we have. And
he found his home he found his home in Dallas. You know why? Well, he didn't really get to play too much in Indianapolis with all his injury situations, but the Cowboys managed him the right way with Dan Quinn, using him a certain percentage of the game.
Shout out once again to our strength and conditioning coaches and our medical staff, who I think do a fantastic job of keeping our players healthy. You've seen a vast improvement in soft tissue injuries in the last 5 years alone.
We started doing MCF. Remember back when
the year of the hamstring? I called it that. The year of the hamstring.
That was horrible. Now we got a new crew. It's a whole different world.
Lost in translation. Much love to you.
In the house. Much love.
So, by the way, guys, we're getting towards the end here of this Fan Friday. So, one last second here. Let me remind everyone to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. Don't forget to also hop in the Discord. The link for that's in the description box down below. And yes, we do have a special celebration here of 6 years of MCF with the $6 raffle. You drop $6, bam, automatically entered. Every additional 6, bam, another entry. And yes, those stack. If you're in the membership, Navy Blue, Silver, and Star get 1, 2, and 3 bonus entries respectively. So lots of different ways there to show the love for the MCF, and we do have an awesome second place prize outside of the jersey for first place. Thanks to Skeptical Fan, you have a awesome Cowboy shirt as a second place prize. Man, that was a tongue twister there.
And first place sewn and stitched jersey, your choice. You know it. Fantastic stuff. We have I own. How much do we own? 30 of these shirts.
I think between both of us, it's about 30.
And the kids. So all sizes, gifts, whatever you want to do, guys. Fantastic quality. And I'm telling you, so many different choices. Just keep that in mind. Now, I do want to say much love to the takeover man over here, Jason Renfro, who right now not as much taken over as before, but he's still, of course, and he will be the rest of the week, the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King. Much love to him. There is a new leader in town, though, in the Cash App, and that's SnugX. And the overall board still Marco Sapien edging everybody else out currently. By the way, Lincoln Blake taking the lead there, 92 points on that stream boss. So, anyways, just want to throw that out there, baby, and continue this thing here, rounding this out to the end. As we kind of got through, I think, with the Malik Hooker talk. Everyone's on the same page on that, I'm assuming. Now, the final kind of part of things here, well, two things, actually. Offensive line. And we literally been talking about offensive line the whole week. You know how I feel about Tyler Smith now. You know what I'm saying? What a great surprise he was for us. For the 6th straight year, guys, and we saw some of this yesterday here, right here on MCF. You're seeing here Tyler Smith working with Saints offensive linemen. 6th straight year. This was started yesterday, kind of like a precursor. Today it kicked off the Offensive Line Mastermind Summit. All right. That is going on July 7th, Friday, July 7th, and tomorrow, Saturday, July 8th, Frisco, Texas, right there at the Star. So, again, they push a lot of the 5 rules of pass protection stance, get to your spot, leverage, even weight distribution, and patience. You got Whitmore there from the Rams. He was involved in this here. A lot of other legendary guys. You had Creed Humphreys, current young center for the Chiefs. He's in there teaching.
That's right.
Brian Boldinger. Of course, this video is coming from him here, talking about the Saints' Tyler Smith the Cowboys' Tyler Smith and the Saints' Eric McCoy in this drill about elbows in tight, feet in the ground, pushing and pulling. Tyler Smith's work ethic, he's at every single one of these convention summits, practices in the whole offseason. He's been nonstop. I got to give big shout outs to Tyler Smith and what he's doing. But he wasn't the only one there, baby. We had the TYLERS from our offensive line was there. 5 Cowboy players, in fact. This is the NFL's offensive line think tank. This is their big meeting, and it happened to be in Frisco. I think
love it.
6th straight year in a row. And so 5 Cowboy players were present for this offensive line mastermind weekend summit to kind of hone in and improve their craft. Tyler Smith, as I said, and so was Tyler Biadasz. The badass was there, center Tyler Biadasz. And baby, rehabbing Terrence Steele was also there. So
love to hear it.
3 bona fide starters at this offensive line mastermind. I mean, the other 2 guys are, the other one, I say Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. Those are already legends, right? So they don't really need to be there. If anything, they'll probably be teaching if they were there. The other 2 guys that were at this thing definitely need help. Matt Farniok. I don't know if he's going to be that starting left guard or that guy we can count on, but he's the guy that's kind of there. And a practice squad offensive lineman who's moved up a couple of times, Brock Hoffman. Also there at this. So these are the 5 Cowboy offensive linemen partaking in this here on the left side of your screen. This offensive line mastermind, 6th straight year at in Frisco, Texas.
I think we have a drop in the Cash App, by the way, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, let me double check that, baby. I'll check it out and shout it out because it is the man, Jason Renfro.
Woo!
With that 5 on it.
Much love, Jason Renfro.
The king of the Cash App, Jason Renfro, just dropped that 5 on it. And he's getting closer and closer to try to take over that lead that Snug X currently has. Much love, Jason Renfro, the $5 holler. And let me say it right. Yo, Cowboy!
Always go Cowboys. Have a great night, Bama fan. Take it easy.
Yes, have a good one. Bama fan.
So we are, like we said, guys, we are
getting closer.
Here towards the end.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a couple of last things here, quarterback-wise. But again, these guys are the ones, helping our quarterback and running backs be successful out there, right? Give the quarterback time to throw the ball, we'll be fine. And look, we got an offense, like I said, I'm not going into it, but Mike McCarthy's offense, because of that left guard spot, if Tyler Smith's playing left tackle, guess what? He's got to get the ball out fast. It's going to be a quick 2 reads for Dak Prescott in a passing play, and then break pocket. Kind of extend the play a little bit and see what you can do. 2 reads, that's it. 2 seconds, 2 reads. It's going to be quick on offense. Tyler Smith and this offensive line is just gearing up for training camp and getting ready for this McCarthy Texas Coast offense. I can't wait either. Now, the guy leading the Texas Coast offense, the guy in the field leading the Texas Coast offense is none other than a lot of people's very polarizing player, I guess you could say, but it's our Dak Prescott. Yes. So much, again, we know how we feel about Dak. Needs to get better here in a lot of different ways. But do you think he's the number 1 quarterback in the NFC? And I'm only saying this because we have the haters in the FS1 booth there. As I mentioned earlier yesterday, we talked about Joy Taylor. We know the hate from Emmanuel Ocho and Shady McCoy. Emmanuel Ocho today on that show gave his top 5 quarterback rankings in the NFC.
All right.
Going into 2023, he said Geno Smith from the Seahawks in the NFC is the 5th best quarterback. Jared Goff, the 4th best quarterback. Matthew Stafford, because of the Super Bowl ring, 3rd best quarterback. The 2nd best quarterback, Dak Prescott. And the number 1 quarterback, he says, is Jalen Hurts. Now, look, you can make the case for it. I understand why people can say, it's Jalen Hurts. They can say he's got to him to Super Bowl, So there's a lot of things you can say about that. But when you look at the stats, and that's why I say, I know we had some people, I think Bama fans said Dak's 5th. That's not true. But, again, you can have your opinion. But I do think that when you look at if you look at the Super Bowl thing, that's definitely, Hurts got him there. Does that mean he's the better quarterback? We'll see. I think that Dak has the experience that maybe makes the difference. And what I mean by that is this. You can look at the stats as well. Dak Prescott's best year in the NFL. This is the National Football League, right? 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Jalen Hurts' best year, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And you got to remember, guys, the offensive line. How important is the offensive line? I mean, baby, this is your big thing.
Oh, yeah.
The offensive line is everything at times. So when you have the 5 guys that made the Pro Bowl from the Philadelphia Eagles and you have the 28th ranked pass protection offensive line with the Cowboys, the story's right there. Dak, last year, we know the interceptions, the aggressive play that he kind of had to play with. That was what the game plan called for by Kellen Moore. And the bad receivers, in the sense of route running by CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz. You had the receiving, the drops and other issues by the tight ends knocking the ball up in the air. You know how those picks happen, a lot of those interceptions. A lot of them were on Dak as well. Don't get me wrong, but he made some bad decisions. Oh. And the man, Bo Smith, giving his comment of the month right there.
I appreciate you. Much love. And he said, hey.
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 How about them Cowboys?
What's up, Bo? Thank you for that.
Much love to you. Appreciate you in here. Everybody, of course, you step in the room. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell because we do try to go live every day. We used to.
Yeah, well, we'll be ramping back up to daily live streams as the football season.
I remember we went live straight for like a year and a half or 2 years, literally every single night. So it's crazy. I don't even know. I look back, I'm like, that was just something we wanted to accomplish.
I know.
That was so difficult, but we did it. So anyways, the way I look at this here is, the Eagles' offensive line was one of the best we've seen in years last year. Got to give the credit there, and the way the offensive scheme worked. That's another big benefit for Jalen Hurts. So I think that helped a lot more to say you can say Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback. What really was it the better scheme / offensive line? Because to me that is a huge part of that. So to me, I still believe that Dak is the better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. The one thing I will say is, you know who else thinks that Dak is better than Jalen Hurts in the best NFC quarterback, the best quarterback in the NFC right now? You know who else says that? We said it a couple days ago. Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's right.
Jalen Hurts was asked about Dak Prescott, and Jalen Hurts said, Dak's a hell of an athlete, a great leader of men on and off the field. It's really the media who paints him as a villain. I model my game off of him. What he's doing is special, by far the best quarterback in the NFC, arguably a top 5 quarterback right now.
Yeah, he's trying to, share the love. He's trying to Dak it up.
I mean, he's definitely giving the right answers there, and being a younger, player, compared to Dak Prescott, But again, he's been to the Super Bowl. We know he's got an advantage on that side of things, but in the end, I'm really more on the Dak side on this. I would rather have Dak Prescott leading my team right now than Jalen Hurts. Number one, I don't know if with Kellen Moore, you can bet that would have been a colossal disaster. With him, with Jalen Hurts trying to do the stuff that Dak did in the Kellen Moore offense. I think it would have been really tough for any quarterback to do that. We'll see how Justin Herbert does this year. But
Kellen Moore wouldn't know a run game if it came out of his asshole.
That's the thing. You never see Jalen Hurts use the way that the Eagles utilize him, which was the most efficient way. And they got to the fucking Super Bowl doing that. It's not conventional. Who gives a damn? You get to the Super Bowl. So we talked about the advantage of having a quarterback running the ball in the red zone, in the goal line area. It's the safest play, and it's very efficient. The Eagles did it a lot with a solid offensive line and a great game plan. Cowboys, we played around, fucked around, and found out. And so that's the problem with Kellen Moore. That's the problem where it trickled down to Dak, and Dak had to be forced into bad decisions. And, sometimes it was great and tight window throws, sometimes picked, and 17 interceptions in regular season and 2 playoff games. So, again, balance it all out in a realistic way. And I think that we can see that, I think Dak will do better this year than he, I think, ever has done in a scheme before. That's my opinion.
Jalen Hurts, it's hard to hate him on a personal
I
level
like the guy.
or as a quarterback. But man,
Philly.
Yeah, he just happens to be on the shittiest team. So, yes, we get kind of like we can't pick our family, sort of, kind of.
Yeah, and look,
right?
and I do truly like Jalen Hurts. I'm not trying to shit talk him.
Look, I'm honestly looking forward to the matchups this year, just because this past year, it just ended up in a situation where neither side got to face each other at full strength in a real way. At least
that second battle we did, and we beat him.
Wasn't he hurt?
I thought he played that game, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
He was hurt.
That was a battle between him.
Maybe I'm misremembering a little bit there.
I
know Dak
maybe
was
not.
hurt.
Maybe
Dak was
no.
hurt for
Maybe
the
you're
first
right.
one, but
Yeah.
I thought he was hurt for
you're
the
right.
second
You're
one
right. You're
because
right.
Remember we had the whole discussion about it in the playoffs.
It was the guy with the little goat, the little hair sticking out. What was his name? Oh, fuck! I moved from Jacksonville, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're right.
So anyway, my point is that I just want to see both of these quarterbacks with as healthy of a team both of these sides can muster up face off against each other. Generally, those are the more exciting types of battles, when it comes to some of the football fun we have. So Raul said no excuses for Dak this year.
And McCarthy.
Yep.
It's a hand-in-hand thing. McCarthy's got to come through for Dak and I believe he is. I believe, and you got Brandon Cooks in the mix instead of Noah Brown.
Yeah, Harold Jones, sky high, much love. So Asmodeus saying
high.
The Eagles only drafted Hurts because Jerry Jones said that he wanted him.
Remember that?
I would not put it past
Copycat.
them. We had genuinely seen the Giants and the Eagles
we know they
both
said that, yeah.
make reactionary draft picks. And by that, I straight up mean either they grabbed someone more because they knew we wanted them and less because they needed them that much, right? Or, again, purposely trying to, basically they're biters, okay? They're biters. It's okay. So, but I think, is that?
That's it. That's it. I'm going to close down the video here. And Dak Prescott, of course, doing his thing. Guys, I was relatively a quickie tonight here. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. If it has to be a quickie, it'll be a quickie. But tomorrow will be your last chance to get into this raffle you see at the bottom right of your screen there, 60th anniversary raffle, which just passed. We're technically in year 7 already. We just want to give an extra week to let everybody else stack a little bit more if they wanted to stack some raffles. I know we were on and off this past week and last week, so we wanted to combine it and give you guys 2 weeks to be able to up your ability to add raffle entries. So appreciate everybody who was in the raffle, who's going to be, rocking with us here on Sunday night for the actual drawing of the winners. 2 winners, by the way. 1 jersey winner, 1 Skeptical Fan t-shirt winner. And appreciate everybody here who's even just dropping the knowledge in the chat or dropping the love to be in the raffle. The best fan base, the best family here on all YouTube, especially repping that Cowboy, that star over everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
let me go ahead and do the final shout-outs here of the night. Jason Renfro, of course, much love. Asmodeus representing. Sky High 22, Harold Jones, Raul, Cactus G, Bo Smith, Lost in Translation. He said he likes Jalen because he played for his college team. Roll Tide. Hey, I know Bama fan
Same
as
thing,
well.
Right? Yep.
Shout out to you, Tommy Montoya. Let me see who else is here tonight. Snug X, of course.
Yeah, he's our Cash App leader. Jason Renfro, the Cash App king and sponsor of the week. Lincoln Blake, 91 points in the stream boss. And of course, he's been out of commission right now, but Mark Hosepian still in first place on the overall board.
You know it. We have Kevin Bilbo, Kenzie Bands. Let's see. Skeptical Fan. Much love to you,
Skeptical.
of course.
Yes.
Adrian Morales. Tammy Soltis. Retro Scotty. And that's as far back as I can go. So, guys, again, can't thank you enough for hanging with us on this Fan Friday.
And, baby, do you know why we do this each and every single night here in My Cowboys Family? Why do we do this like crazy people here on MCF?
Could it be that navy blue? That silver, too? That star over everything?
You know it. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly here in MCF, we always rip that star over everything. And never forget, here 6 years and beyond. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, say it with us, say it loud, say it proud. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and beyond. Hell yeah. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge in the house all night long. The conversation about our Dallas Cowboy team. It's greatness when you guys are in this chat with us, live talking about it. Leave your comments down below if you're watching us on the replay. We'll try to answer them all your thoughts on that side as well. And also, thank you guys for the drops of love from above, the support for the channel.
Cowboys, good night. Retro Scotty, good night. Brandon James Shea, thank you for the dollar holler, and have a great night.
Oh, he did.
A classic Go Cowboys there. It's coming through in a second here. Any second. Oh, there it is. There you go. There you go.
All right, I got you.
There you go. But yes, back to you, baby.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if he had said anything other than the Go Cowboys. I know. I'm going to say it again, though. Go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Much love, Brandon BJS. Brandon James Shea, appreciate you. Thank you, brother. And he's, again, on that board already. Maybe stacking another raffle. That could have put him over to another raffle entry. I'll check it out. I'll try to have as much of it down as possible for tomorrow and give you guys your totals as we do our final live stream before we shut off and cut off the ability to add raffle entries. Tomorrow's your last chance. Sunday, it's the raffle here, guys. But yes, thank you for your drops of knowledge and your commentary in the chat. Thank you all for your drops of love from above. Yes, I'm going to shout you all out. Dwayne Broussard, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Blake, Bama Fan, Snug X, Brandon James Shea. Thank you all for dropping the love, gifting, Cash App, thanks, drops, whatever. Can't do this without your love and support, guys. Truly cannot. On a Fan Friday, much love to the Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star level crew here with the family. Now, baby.
There's one more drop.
Yeah, one more drop we must do here before we can fully drop out and clock out for the night, for this Fan Friday, and relock, reload for our Saturday show tomorrow. Before I can do that, baby, let everybody know what we got to do before we drop out of here for the night.
We got to drop the beat.
Boom. Beat's been dropped. It's a wrap here. My Cowboys family. Drop them if you got them. And guess who just dropped another one? Jason Renfro. Dollar holler. Let me guess, baby. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you. Lincoln Blake to 89 points. Thank you all for another Cowboys chat here in the house. Remind your friends and family that are Eagle fans some basic mathematical facts. No matter where you are on this earth, planet, or universe, 5 is always greater than 1. Guys, our little fireside chat. No, not fireside chat. This is a Cowboys chat on the nightly Fan Friday style. Join us tomorrow for the final raffle chances, I guess, raffle entry chances, and the wrap-up of the day in news, info, and updates about this Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star, our favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. You know how this goes. Thank you all for chilling here on this Fan Friday. Here in MCF, it's always about that Navy Blue, that Silver, too, that Star. Over everything, never, ever forget the number one thing right here, my Cowboys family. Much love to everybody. We'll see you back tomorrow. Saturday special live stream. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace out. And yes, never ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.